What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to today's episode where we talk about sugar. This is Chris with More Balanced Training. I hope you enjoyed that little that little audio that I had played for you. I found that, thought that was interesting and thought you would enjoy hearing that when it comes to the different effects of having added sugar to your diet. Acne being one of them, things like that. So you just want to be careful that as we're trying to live healthier, that there's certain things we want to really eliminate from our diets, from our bodies, and added sugar is definitely one of them. Okay, so we talked about the different before break. We talked about the many ways to look for sugar. What are they called? How much sugar is in a teaspoon? But now we want to talk about solutions, right? Solutions on how that you can eat less sugar. Okay. So number one is you really want to try and limit the amount of processed foods that are high in added sugar. Okay. You see stuff like this, like oatmeal, especially packaged oatmeal that you find that's already with the different sugars or different stuff already in them. Yogurt that has fruit, a lot of times they're added sugar in it. What you want to do to limit that, use plain oatmeal or fat-free plain yogurt and just add your own fruit to it. Okay, you could do that. Just add your own fruit to it. Put some strawberries in there. Put some apples, or whatever the case may be. If you like your oatmeal, especially in your yogurts, do that instead of buying the oatmeal already prepackaged with fruit in it or sweeteners in it. Okay. Second, look for canned or frozen fruits without added sugars or syrup. Right? Remember I talked about the added sugar. It's okay to eat fruit. We talked about that. It's got fructose. But don't go and add any added sugars to it. And you don't be throwing sugar on top of your fruits not naturally. Try to eat frozen fruits or get regular fruits, raw fruits. Okay. If you eat stuff like applesauce, try and get it unsweetened or natural applesauce. Applesauce already is an apple. It has its own sweetness to it. So there's no need to add anything extra. Okay. And this is a huge thing that I see in a lot of diets or people just in general, that they like to eat sugary drinks or drink sugary drinks. So there's like people like sodas. If you look at a 12-ounce can of soda, remember we talked about how many teaspoons of sugar was in an actual can of soda. One can of soda has 9.8 teaspoons of sugar in it. That could roughly be to around 36 grams. I had a job once before where we had to go in and we had to do some wellness talks to different companies. And I sat up one night and measured out 36 grams of sugar for a can of soda or how much sugar is in Gatorade. I had to do this and present this one day. And if you actually do that and you take the time to do that yourself, you'll be surprised. It fills up a sandwich baggie of sugar. Half a sandwich baggie is filled with sugar, and that's how much sugar is going in your 12-ounce can of soda. And of course, the more soda you have, the more sugar you're drinking. So what you want to do is take away that sugar and add water. Drink water. We're 70% water. Some studies say we're about 65. Some studies say more. Our organs are water. Our brain is water. Our kidneys filter water out. We need water for our kidneys to function properly. So just drink water instead. If you don't a lot of people don't drink water. And I want to do a topic talking about water and the effects of water and how great water is for the human body on another topic. But a lot of people don't like water. If you don't like water, then add some lemon or lime to it. Okay. Add some fruit slices, cucumber slices, or just a small splash of 100% fruit juice. Those are different things you can do to enhance your water. Now, the one thing I have to say is when you got to make sure that you're getting 100% fruit juice, because when you do that, when you look at the juices, a lot of times you see them and they'll say they have 0% juice or 10% juice, but it's called a juice, right? So what is it if it's not 100% juice? There's certain questions we need to ask ourselves. So put that in there and add some 100% juice. That's if you need to have something to help enhance your water. If not, just drink the water plain. It's best. Actually, this is the best for you in that sense. Okay. Other ways to help yourself, help out this as far as choosing less added sugar, right? So if you're going to bake and a recipe calls for sugar, decrease the amount of sugar. All right. Decrease the amount of sugars in your muffins or in breads or whatever the case may be. Don't use the full amount that is listed in the recipe. Reduce it, or find alternative recipes that substitute certain things like dates or applesauce in place of, to get that sweetness, but it's not completely sugar. Or I like to do, instead of using table sugar, like the white refined sugar, then you switch it for coconut sugar or certain things like that. It's still added sugar, but there's such a thing as the glycemic index. White table sugar is high on the glycemic index, which I think is, they mentioned that slightly in the video that I played for you, or the audio I played for you. Something that's high in the glycemic index actually spikes your blood sugar up, and it causes you to crash. Coconut sugar or things like that is low on the glycemic index, and it does not spike your energy, your sugar up like that. It actually keeps it at a nice even level. So you can substitute. Those are other ways to do it. Okay. Measure your sugary condiments. Okay. Don't just throw it on. Measure it out. Okay. Watch for hidden sources of sugar, such like things are in ketchup or salad dressing. There's some ketchup that's all natural. You can find them. They're organic. You might be able to find at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or things like that, places like that, or certain salad dressings, or just make your own salad dressing, right? Don't use ketchup. There are places you can go to and you can find these sources that are less sugar or no sugar. Just got to read your labels. All right. And last but not least, choose fruit for your dessert. Like I said, I have a sweet tooth myself. All right. Don't go for the sugar if you can help it. If you're having a sweet tooth, grab a fruit. Maybe eat 2 or 3 of them. But what you're doing is you're benefiting in the long run, because you're not experiencing the sugar, just a rush of sugar. You're getting fiber as well, and nutrients, which is what we want. We want to have lots of nutrients. Okay. So let me give you a side note. I found and maybe if I find it, I'll add it to this to the description box for you to see it. But I found a recipe, like I was mentioning a minute ago, about dates. Found a great brownie recipe. And honestly, I don't even know why it shouldn't be called a brownie recipe as far as I'm concerned. But it gives you that sense of eating brownies. So if you have a food processor, there's a recipe that you can use dates to make a brownie recipe. So it's just dates, peanut butter, and cocoa powder. Man, oh man. Delicious. I mean, I've had 3 of those, I don't know what they're called, 3 trays of those, not by myself, my family and myself. My whole family, we've eaten those, but I've made them 3 times so far, and great option. You don't feel like you're eating a whole lot of sugar. You're actually, it's because of the dates, you're getting a natural, like cleansing as well. It's a good deal. So it's only 3 ingredients: dates, cocoa powder, and peanut butter. So that's something you can look up and try. If I look for it and I can find the recipe, I'll post it in the description box for you to look at and see. Okay, so moving on. So you want to pick one of these things to try. So if you read a food label to identify sources of added sugar, always read the food label. Remember, I mentioned the back a few before the break. I mentioned about different sugar that's listed on labels. They have to do this. They have to go ahead and have to let you know this nowadays about what's on their labels. Okay. So you have, remember, brown sugar, corn syrup, dextrose, fructose, fruit juice concentrates, glucose, high fructose corn syrup, sucrose, raw sugar, maltose, malt syrup, inverted sugar, and honey. Okay, so you'll see these on the label. These are product labels of sugar. So if you're reading your food label and you can identify these sources of sugar, then what it is makes it easier for you to be able to know how much added sugar I'm getting. Am I getting dextrose, glucose, and sucrose in my ingredients? And if so, maybe I might want to choose a different option here. Okay, am I getting just dextrose or just high? Remember I told you about high fructose corn syrup. You want to stay away from that anyway, because it's been shown. They've been showing you time and time again in different studies that they have high fructose corn syrup, when given to rats, causes tumors, and they're big, gigantic tumors. Now, no, we're not rats, but you got to understand what you put in your body has an effect on your body, right? And if there's a chance that it does this in a rat, it might be a strong chance that it does in you, especially nowadays when you see so much cancer in society. Sugar has been shown to feed cancer, all right, especially the white table sugar, especially those type of sugars. So you have to be really careful about what you're putting, okay? Remember what I said again, replace one sugary drink with a glass of water. So if you're used to having 5 sugary drinks a day, have 4 sugary drinks a day and a glass of water. Eventually you want to get to a point where you're having more water than you're having sugary drinks, right? All right. Choose a piece of fruit in place of a sugary snack, right? There's natural sugars in fruit. I have to keep saying it to you, right? We have to remember that fruit has natural sugar, right? So choose a piece of fruit in place of a sugary snack. Okay? So that's the whole basis of sugar. There's more to it. I can go longer. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we have to understand that if we are trying to take our health seriously, right? Number one, I got to tell you, working out alone is not going to do it. It does not matter if you're working out alone and your diet sucks. People could still die from heart disease even though they work out regularly. Majority of the times it's based off of the food that we're eating or the nutrients that we're not getting. Okay? So really focus on the nutrients that you're eating. Eat fruit more so. If you're eating fruit more so, you're going to get the right amount of calories, and it might make you feel fuller longer, as opposed to eating a donut in the morning for breakfast and a couple hours later you're hungry again, or you've crashed because you've had donuts and coffee with sugar and all that stuff, and then your glycemic index skyrockets. Then later on through the day you got that sleepy feeling, okay? Or you can't understand why you're 30 years old and you still got all this acne. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's just, we got to take all this stuff into consideration when it comes to our diet, our health. Our health is really, really important. And the older we get, we have to really be on top of it, because we only get one body. Okay? So I really hope that has helped a lot. I've been trying to do some different topics with you guys as far as health and nutrition. Again, like I said, I am no doctor, I am no nutritionist, but what I am is a person who does a lot of research, and I am a fitness expert, personal trainer, and I have had the opportunity to help a lot of people reach the goals that they wanted to reach as far as losing weight or just feeling better and with their body. Okay, even for myself, I've done the same thing for myself. So I would like to share some of my experiences with you guys, as well as provide you with some scientifically backed information to help you see what is causing. Maybe look into your own, listen to this stuff and look at your own journey to see, hey,